Okay, so I watched AEW Collision, the November 2nd, 2024 edition, and I want to talk about it. Now, we opened with Private Party, and they were celebrating. They were celebrating because they won the AEW Tag Team titles, as they should be. They deserve it. It was a 5 year journey, and they said if this was a 5 year journey. And then they got a little aggressive. They were like, and anyone who wants to step up, come, we're ready. And they got into like FTR's face, and FTR was ready, but then the Outrunners, they got in it, they, calmed the situation. But it was really nice to see them, be aggressive and be like, you know what, we are the tag team champions, and we are going to be fighting champions. And anyone who wants a shot, just get ready. So it was nice to see their confidence be like at an all-time high. And then we had an interview with Max Caster and Bowen. Like, we had an interview with the Acclaimed, and Max Caster would not let his partner talk. Like, the whole entire interview. It got to a point where his partner just yelled in his ear just so that he could speak. And so I don't know what that's about. Maybe I missed something. I don't know. You guys can let me know in the comments if you know, because I don't. And then we had Thunder Rosa versus Cameron, right? From the Outcast. And it was in a Dia de los Muertos match. It was a cute little, no DQ match. I liked all the Dia de los Muertos decorations. I liked like the paintings that they had. It was really nice. It was really nice. Thunder Rosa looked amazing. She looked amazing. And Cameron knows her part. Like, she plays unhinged well too. She really does. It's gonna be interesting to see how she evolves. Because this is, she's just beginning and she's very young. So it's going to be interesting how she evolves. But this was a really good match. Thunder Rosa won. She won. And I enjoyed it. It was a fun little match. It was entertaining. And then, the Undisputed Era. Not the Undisputed Era. The Undisputed Kingdom. My bad. The Undisputed Kingdom. They were talking, they were being interviewed, and Roddy was talking about MJF and how he's going to win and he's going to get to him first, Then we had Kyle Fletcher versus Commander. Sorry if I say any names incorrectly. And I thought this was going to be a squash. Just because, Kyle just turned heel. He shaved his head and he was like, I'm not Will Ospreay, and you guys underestimated me and you looked past me once he got here. And so I'm like, he's getting all this momentum. He's getting a lot of spotlight. And so I'm like, oh, he's going to squash this guy. He's going to squash his opponent. That was not the case. This was a very back and forth match. In the end, Kyle Fletcher did win. I knew he was going to win. But like I said, like Commander, he had a lot of defense in here. He had a lot of nice spots that he did. He had a lot of nice sequences. He kicked out of a lot of stuff. Like, it was a good match. And then after the match, Kyle's old partner came out. I think from Aussie Open. He came out. I think Davis. He came out, and Fletcher was like, I don't have nothing to say to you, basically, and left. He was like, no, thank you. And so that's going to be interesting because Kyle Fletcher needs something to do while Will Ospreay is technically healing from the injury that he gave him. And so he's going to be dealing with him. And not just that, later on, he was having an interview with Takeshita, and he told Private Party that they deserve to have a tag title match against them because they beat them. Kyle Fletcher and Takeshita beat them. And so he's like, we deserve a match. And so he's going to be busy while Will Ospreay is recovering. And so, I like this because we're kind of building him. And when him and Will finally, have that match, it's going to be a really good match. Like, I can only imagine the promos once Will comes back. So I'm excited. And then we had Daniel Garcia and Jack Perry. And this is a very interesting storyline to me because Jack Perry is basically telling Daniel Garcia, I was you. Like, once upon a time, I was where you were. And he was telling him, trying to give him advice that, eventually you're going to have to become a different person to be a champion. And so eventually these two are going to have a match for the championship that Jack Perry has. I think it's the TBS championship. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I like how it is true what he's saying when it comes to, like, he used to be him. He was Jungle Boy. And he was very loved, and he was a fan favorite. And he had to turn, and now he's a scapegoat, and he became a champion. I don't think that you have to be a terrible person to become a champion. But that's the advice that he told him. But at the end of the day, this is going to be an interesting feud. It's very young talent, too. The young stars are in this one. And I think it's going to be very good. I like it so far. And so then we had Brian Cage and the Mortar Hawk, right? And they just destroyed their opponents. I like this tag team. I've been waiting for Brian Cage for a while to be, like, showcased more in Dynamite. Like, I know he's been in Ring of Honor. I know he's been a champion in Ring of Honor. So I know he's been in AEW shows, but he hasn't been showcased on Dynamite often. I love that he's in the Doc Callis family because he's great. He's really good. For a big guy, he can do some really good moves, especially like high flying. Very fast too, very fast. And the Mortar Hawk, he's been around for a while in AEW. And I feel like he's been waiting for something to click. And this might just be that. This tag team might just be that. And it's interesting because Private Party just won the title. They just won the title. So I don't think we're going to see them in a match just yet. Because Private Party first, they have to build their resume. They should have a long title reign. And so does Brian Cage and the Murder Hawk. They also have to keep building their resumes. Eventually, they have to, go beyond squash matches. But this was fine. This was fine for what it was. And then we had Fox and Nick Wayne. Nick Wayne was just trying to brag. That's it. What I find interesting is that Kip Sapien seems to be a part of the patriarch, but we don't know why. Nobody explained that to us. This is the second week we've seen him, and he's very, like, neat. Like, his hair is all in place. He's very, like, straight. His posture is excellent. And, inside, like, he is a part of this and a group, this faction, but we haven't been explained to why. Apparently they're going to have a match, Nick Wayne and Fox, because Fox didn't care about anything that Nick Wayne had to say. And his mom was there too, Mother Wayne. And then we had Chris Statlander promo. She was promoting her match with Mercedes Moné, right? But I kept feeling like she was doing drama class. I could be completely wrong, but she kept doing, like, these gestures with her hands. And I'm like, oh, okay, maybe she's trying something new. But besides that, I am excited for the match. I'm not going to lie. It is amazing talent. It is not, their fault that they were booked the way they were booked. So I like Mercedes Moné. And I do love Chris Statlander too. They're really good in the ring. They have great matches. So I really hope that they have a really good match, because they are going to have a match, clearly. Clearly they're going to have a match. And I'm excited to see it. You know what? I'm very positive about this match because of the talent involved. And so, I just hope that the payoff is worth this whole story. That's why I want this to be a good match, because like I said, the talent is there. The talent is there. I might have to do 2 parts to this. Actually, I am. I'm going to cut it off right here, and I'm going to do a second part for AEW Collision. So thank you for watching.